I'm going to do a short vid about my current e-bike. It's a Trek, obviously, and it is a Verve Plus 4S. It has a Bosch Performance Line mid-drive, Performance Line Sport, 250 watts and 65 Newton meters of torque, and a 500 watt hour battery that's encased in the front tube there. It's removable. It has 9 speeds, Shimano shifting, and it has Tektro disc brakes, front and rear. The bike new runs somewhere between 34 and 39, depending on what sales are running, if they're running a sale. Comes with fenders, comes with a spring seat post. Didn't come with the Cloud9 seat. It came with a very basic seat. Doesn't come with a mirror. I added that. It does come with a rear rack, and I added the Topeak rear bag, and these sides zip out and turn into panniers. It has lights front and rear. This is a factory light. This is one I have for going on the road. And there's the front light. I added this Gorix front rack. Haven't put anything on there yet, but I will eventually. So I added the Gorix front rack. I added the Topeak rear bag. I added this mirror on the side, and that's a really good thing to have. I added the water bottle holder. I added the front bag. I added my phone holder and my Insta360 holder. Oh, yeah. And a bell. So it performs fairly decent. It has a torque sensing pedal assist, no throttle, just pedal assist. The pedals, I like how big and flat they are, and they have just enough grippies on them. Not too much, but just enough. So I like the pedals. Shifting is smooth. Braking is good. The compression seat, yeah, you have it. It's there. I guess it would depend a lot on the weight of the rider. I am a heavier rider, for sure. And an older rider, so I would like a little bit more comfort. I'm probably going to put a Sun Tour seat compression post. It has these funky levers that go back each way, and a little bit more spring, a little bit more compression. I might go with different handlebars too. I would like a higher rise, but yeah, the performance is pretty good. 28 miles an hour is the max. I've had it in top gear and in turbo mode, and I have reached that. And when you attempt to go above that, the motor just cuts out and you feel it. There's a controller, a Bosch controller, obviously. And there are 4 different modes. Eco, Tour, Sport, and Turbo. Woo. I generally run it in Eco. When I come to hills, I'll put it on Tour. and you see the range there. It says 22 miles in eco mode with the battery less than half full. I have taken 2 trips on this battery this week, one for 19 miles, and so far on this trip I'm at 18 miles. And it still says I have 22, and I found out it's fairly accurate, within 3-4 miles. So the range with a larger rider like me on it is 50 to 60 miles. You put a lightweight on there, 150 pounder, and you're probably going to bump that up to 70. It's comfortable. Again, I'm an older rider, a little bit heavier. No, okay, a lot bit heavier rider. We'll just tell the truth here. So I would prefer a more upright seating position. So I did move the handlebar gooseneck as far up as it'll go. And then I think I'm going to get some handlebars that are, just a little wider. And then it has a little bit more of a rise. About 2 inches ought to do it for me. But that's just my own preference. The bike would be fine for a lot of riders the way it is. I've taken it on 50-mile rides, 55-mile rides. It rides decent. When the battery is dead, it pedals like a regular bike. I don't feel any draw. Whereas my last electric bike, it was an EG Maui. And when the battery died, you definitely felt drag in the motor when you're just pedaling it as a bicycle. This one, I don't feel that. Sometimes, as a matter of fact, I'll be pedaling along and look down to see what my range is, and I forgot to actually turn it on. So it's that good. The tires are really decent. I like the way the tread is. There's a good tread down the center for pavement and a little bit of grippies on each side. So I've been fine in compacted gravel like rail trails, and obviously on roads like it is now. The kickstand is pretty decent. I think, this is just me, that there's too much rake on the front fork. But they do the geometry, they figured it out, and that's what they decided to go with, so that's cool. Yeah, so would I recommend this bike? Yeah, I would. However, the price. Like I said, I've seen it 34, I've seen it 39. The only reason I actually have this one is I had my EG Maui, which I loved that bike. It was 500 watt motor, 8-speed. It was a China bike. But I rode it 55-mile rides, and that's the most I could get out of it. But the seating position was a little bit more, the seat's a little bit farther back, and pedals are just a little bit farther forward. Only a few inches, but it does make a difference. And then the handlebars were like beach bars. So they were very, very comfortable riding position on the other bike. So the reason I have this, getting back to that, squirrel. I got the EG bike. My wife decided she would like an e-bike, and she really likes brand name stuff. And we have 2 Trek pedal bikes, no electric. So she started looking at the Treks. We went to bike shows, and she decided she liked the Verve. She liked the battery in there, so either the Verve 3 or Verve 4. Might as well get the latest, Verve 4. And she found a pair of them on Marketplace. And for the pair, I paid just a little bit more than what one would have cost new. Okay, yeah, somewhat more. So got a really good deal, but that's the only reason I have this bike. Otherwise, I would have just stayed with the EG. So I got the bike, and I'm making good use out of it. The Bosch mid-drive motors, they've used them in mountain bikes and everything else. They're used a lot in road bikes too. This motor, almost indestructible. you're going to get thousands of miles on it. I've seen people on forums that have over 10,000 miles on the motor without doing anything to it. So, and Trek obviously makes a pretty decent bike. So the components are nice. This thing rolls beautifully. When you're going down a hill, it'll pick up speed like you would not believe without pedaling. The steering is precise. Everything feels finely tuned, concise. So yeah, it's a really good bike. And it's the e-bike I have right now, and I generally ride my e-bike 90% of the time, and I'm only using my pedal bike 10% of the time. And one other little thing, this gyro helmet. This is a cool little helmet. Yeah, there we go. You can see that at night this thing is just insanely bright. It's cool. And it has different flashes on it. So it's going to light up really nice. It is a MIPS helmet, MIPS. So it's meant for e-bikes. And I added this little visor on the front. Just got it off Amazon. It's for a motorcycle helmet. And I just took the snaps off and put Velcro on it. The other thing, give me a second here, that's really cool about this helmet. You see that? That is cool. So I get wind protection over my eyes. That is so nice. And it tucks up out of the way. The helmet is, well, it's a MIPS helmet, so it's a little heavier. There is ventilation that you can open and close. I haven't tried it in the winter yet. These little ear muffs things, they remove. Comfortable helmet. Looks like it'll do well if you do take a spill. I love the light in the back. Cool helmet. That's another one I would suggest if you definitely want a MIPS helmet for your e-bike. And that's it for today. So this is my Trek Verve Plus 4S. Test ride one. They're fun.